Alright, welcome back to the No Call No Show podcast. You got myself, Dave, and it's usually be Chris right there. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself.
I'm Clyde Johnson.
Oh yeah. We got a teacher in the building, another teacher. You know we got love for the teachers. Chris, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Big Nova, Cast No Chris behind the camera this time. What's up, y'all?
Hell yeah, man. We just gonna jump right into it. So, how long you been teaching, man?
Well, technically, I guess I would say I'm an educator. You know, I won't say, teaching or whatever, but, I'm an educator. I've been in education for, this will technically be my 3rd year officially, but, I've been coaching and subbing for, since 2014.
Okay, so you got a passion for it?
Yeah,
okay.
Most definitely, like you say, you gotta look at the future. You feel me?
They say the kids is the future, man.
They are.
Yeah, man. And then you see them every day, so you gonna know all of them when they get grown. Like, I remember this little dude, right?
I'm telling you.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't have my first set of kids that that I actually like coached and all that. I don't have them, in college. I got a couple of them still going to college or whatever, like a couple of them at like USC or whatever. So that's cool,
They keep up with them.
Yeah, most definitely got to, I make sure, I wait until they, graduate or whatever to follow them on Facebook.
Right,
something like that, just to keep in contact.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool though, just seeing them grow up, seeing, how they mature and stuff over the years or whatever.
Cause you saw them when they wasn't doing nothing.
I started with them at middle school, bro.
Oh, you caught the best years.
Telling you.
Freedom.
7, 8, 9, 8. How they start smelling themselves.
Start smelling themselves, yeah. You see it too in the bathroom, brushing the hair. Like, look out.
I'm telling you. Sitting there, looking at all the little chin hairs coming in.
I got 4. Oh, you count.
I don't see no little chin hairs turning into full beards.
Okay.
It's crazy, bro.
Come parents and all that.
Word.
So, like, far as day to day, like, getting up in the morning, yeah, you get up early. You got to be there damn early.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, school started at 8. So,
damn, school started 8. I thought school started at 7.
Damn, I thought 7.
Nah, we start 8. First bell ring at 8:10.
Damn, the bells. I remember.
Yeah, first bell ring at 8:10. So I'm getting up on an average 6:30 every morning.
Damn.
Well,
that's early though. I work night shifts. So I'll be getting off around that time. And I be dead ass sleep. I be seeing y'all in traffic though looking like, fuck this shit.
I'm telling you, bro, I'm sitting there trying to get my mind right, bro. There been a couple of times I don't roll to work in the morning in silence, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? I got so much on my mind that I'm trying to think about planning, what I'm about to do or whatever.
Yeah.
And like you say, with me, technically, because, I'm an educator, I'm working with a grant. I'm working with a Gear Up grant.
Oh,
so
really?
it's like,
that's what the picture you posted. Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, they come, like, it's been going on, it's coming back?
Yeah. Matter of fact, you probably remember, like, when we was in school, they used to do on Claflin, they did like Upper Bound.
Yeah.
The trio.
My own, I wanted to go, man, but I ain't follow up. My mom she ain't went up there and check on that shit, man. Like, I was
Upper Bound was lit, bro.
Everybody say that.
Yeah.
Everybody say that. I wish I would wait. Like, I was north and boys would come back. Like, I don't know how often they would come home, but they went home all the time. And then come back, like, man, you need to come to Upper Bound. I'm like, damn, what the fuck y'all be doing? They be having stores and all that shit. I'm riding forward.
Hey. It was cool though. Like you said, basically that's just kind of like, in a sense, like, kind of what I'm working with. I'm working with a Gear Up, so it's like, it's a grant that, get granted through South Carolina or whatever, government, state issue funds where, we particularly look at a group of kids. But most of the time the grants start with the kids in 7th grade. So we'll start with them in 7th grade and you'll move with them throughout their whole, where you move them the 8th grade year through when they get to high school. And then you'll move all the way through their high school, all the way into their first year of college.
Damn,
so like I'm staying with that same group the whole time. Like each year when they move, I move with them and I work specifically with them.
Yeah, see, I needed that. My first year of college, I needed some guidance. You was there.
Yeah, bro.
I needed some guidance,
man.
Just somebody to tell me, like, enjoy it, but you know what I'm saying? You still gotta go to class. I was
that transition. That's a big
I was always
transition.
free, but that freedom, that's a different type of freedom.
Different type,
when you get there, it's like, shit, ain't nobody on me, you know what I'm saying? All I gotta do is email this teacher, I'm sick, okay, cool, like, you know what I'm saying?
They ain't gonna say nothing.
They ain't gonna say that. And then this one dude told me, he's like, it's your money. I ain't never knew what he was saying about this shit. He's like, it's your money. And then down, got older, I was like, he was right. I still owe these money.
right, bro. That's what we tell them. Like, even now, like, we try to get on kids, cause like, how you had kids that, they took certain courses and they take those credits over to college or whatever.
Right.
Well, that's dual enrollment. So it's like
I did that, but they ain't take it when I went to USCB.
Well,
they was like, you got to take our course. I took.
Okay, now that is true too. With some universities or colleges or whatever, like they might not necessarily accept the courses that you took.
Yeah.
Now, that's in a rare case, but for the most part, if you take a dual enrollment course or whatever at any school, for the most part, it should transfer over to any university or college that you want to go to. But the thing is, so like let's just say if you start taking dually enrolled classes when you get in 9th grade, as soon as you get there, you can build up to a point where after you when you get to your senior year, after you get there, for example, me, I took dually enrolled courses. I had 36 credit hours when I graduated high school. Like I had 36 credit hours like towards college. So basically I walked on college as a sophomore.
Yeah, so you got
16. Now they got the freshman academy where they get them started as early as 7th grade, where they get them in that program. They can earn an associate's degree before they even graduate. As soon as they graduate high school, they earn an associate's degree. And so, you
already got
that's saving. If we got some, about it, that's actually good to, like Title I schools and schools with a high property.
What's Title I? What that mean? I hear everybody say that. Whatever.
Title I is just, like you say, high poverty. Okay. It's a high poverty percentage or whatever. So it's like, we virtually saving them thousands of dollars. You feel me? Because once they graduate with that associate degree, 9 times out of 10, they just gotta kind of find a university or somewhere to go and finish up them last 2 years.
Yeah.
Or get into another program or whatever. But the thing about it is, like you said, when you at these schools, you just want to find the best situation for the kids.
Right.
You feel me?
Is it like I mean cut you off, but it's like a foundation for it. You kind of gotta wing it. Like you gotta figure out what worked for them. What worked for you may not work for.
Yeah. So you're right. So like you say, in a sense, it's like it is somewhat of a foundation as far as like an initial foundation on what you want to build, like the certain interests, like the certain assessments that you want to do with the kids, just to see like what their interests are. Because like you say, you're right, you're gonna have to tailor made. Everybody's a little different because everybody gonna have different interests.
I'm just thinking as a student because some teachers do stuff. It's like I ain't really, and you be wishing you was in. You be Mr. Johnson class, but you in somebody else's class, you be big and like, man, them boy be doing everything I be wanting to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I always ask about that, because I remember growing up, man, it be certain stuff they did, it helpful, but it's like, damn, if I was just in old boy class, I'd be hyped to come in here, you know what I'm saying? All your homeboys going to that class, and y'all meet up at lunch, it's like, you should be in here. It's like, bro, I'm trying, like, they want
and see, like you said, because you probably, in a sense, like you said, you were relating with that teacher because they were doing something right that, caught your attention.
Look like you.
And so, like, that's the thing, though, and that, in a sense, that kind of fall on the educators and on the teachers or whatever, because they got to remember, it's different learning styles out there. It's hard for you to particularly, cater towards, just one student, especially when you got a student of 30 or a class of 30 or 40, you feel me? So, you got to give teachers benefit of the doubt.
You got 30 students.
And a lot of times, in some classes or whatever, it can be up to 30 to 40 students in these classes.
I got 30, I got 40 desks in the class.
Hey, and a lot of times, like, I remember, towards the, especially at the beginning of the year, that was our first time being back in the school. I think that's another thing, too. A lot of people got to realize everybody kind of getting back acclimated to, just being back in person.
Right.
Like, we really spent almost a year or two in quarantine, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, nobody, like, this year, if you think about it, and I didn't think about it until then, but we had a lot of students that just didn't know where to go at all in school. Like, sophomores, and you would think normally, like, you was here last year.
Yeah. But you was here last year.
But you wasn't here, they wasn't.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's like, we had to teach the sophomores and the freshmen about the high school, showing their classes and stuff like that. So that's 2 whole grades that you gotta get acclimated instead of just 1.
Damn, that is right. You don't know where you're going. It's like, bro, I'm late because I ain't never been on this side. Like, especially
I ain't even never been in this school.
Yeah, exactly.
And then now, like you said, then everybody got hurt because, like you said, you went virtual and you had teachers did the best job that they could with the resources that they had.
Right.
But some people they don't tend to pick up or grasp stuff as easily when it's not right there in front
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was telling somebody at work about that. My little cousin, he was doing, when Cole was here, he was doing the virtual. I was like, I couldn't do that shit, bro. I gotta be there.
Like you said,
I need somebody that won't be
like,
like,
I'm a lot of kids missed out, bro.
Yeah, but especially math. You ain't about to teach me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
I'm gonna do everything in my power not look at that screen with math, bro. I'm gonna be like, listen, I don't like math, bro. Like, Mr. James, nah, you can't stop me now. I can just go like that.
Yeah.
Just go like that a little
And then
bit.
on top of that, you gotta think about like all these kids that actually got real life situations at home.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like school,
I know some.
them being at school was kind of like they getaway.
It is.
Like they can, like
you
they
got
can
people
eat.
there.
They can go there. They got people that giving them attention.
Yeah.
They got friends that they can socialize
You
with.
ain't
Whatever.
taking care of nobody. Some little kids take
Yeah.
care of grown people, bro.
For real though, like I had a student or whatever, like, you know, we were just sitting there talking and he told me that, you know, he had a high interest in cooking. And I was like, you know, how you learn how to cook? He was like, you know, I was always home by myself with my siblings and whatever, and I had to learn how to cook.
Yeah.
And like this man, like it went like no little BS he cooked or whatever.
Right.
Man had a Tupperware box or whatever, Tupperware little container with barbecue chicken wings, yellow rice and peas.
You just start putting love into it.
But I'm like, bro, this man cooked the whole, cook the whole
Then the
dinner,
parents
bro.
like, get in there and cook that. Like, damn.
And
like,
he said now he cooks for the whole family.
Yeah.
So
he
you
get
feel me?
older, he gonna be hell, boy. He
Bruh,
gonna be,
hey,
he gonna be
but that's good though. But like you said, you know, that's a lot of times that, you know, with being in education, like I said, you know, earlier, it ain't all just, you know, right that surface level. It's
Right.
so much other stuff that you dealing with and that you try not to take home with you.
Right.
But it's like sometimes, you know, you ain't got a choice, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you sit there and that kid be on your mind, you know, because you know their situation or you know something that's going on.
Right.
But, you know, at the end of the day, the big thing in educators is self-help though. Well, self-care.
I got you.
You feel me? You gotta, you know, take time alone for yourself, kind of, you know, collect your thoughts. That's why, like, a lot of teachers, people might misconstrue it as, oh, well, you know, I come home, I ain't trying to do no work on the weekend or whatever. But nah, they need that, right?
But I ain't gonna lie.
They burning themselves
That's,
out.
I tell everybody that anything, I be like, man, you can't just work, bro. You will go fucking
That
crazy.
ain't
I don't care
anybody.
if you like your job, you can't just do that, bro. You gotta disconnect and just do nothing.
Yeah,
sometimes.
take some time just to, you know, recollect. You know,
Yeah, get your shit
your
back.
thoughts right, bro.
Cause if you keep going, you get lost in it. Like I've been lost in it, working. Then one day I was like, it ain't about to kill me, bro. And then I came back to normality. You know what I'm saying? I text you by like, I just chill. Like I've been working my ass off, bro. Like, and then like with the money, it's cool, but it's like shit. Something happened to me, they just gonna replace my ass and go on to the next. Y'all got more love in it, but mine, they just about money, production. I'm like, man, y'all don't care about me.
Yeah.
That's why this here, I'll be like, no call, no show. I can't wait to not go to work.
But that's what you gotta do though. Like that's another thing. Like I said, I'll be trying to push with my kids. Anybody, like, you know, I typically work with the class of 2024, so that's the sophomores right now.
24, okay.
So but I try
Damn,
to
that
talk
don't
to
even sound right. 2024.
2024, bro. That's what I graduated in 12.
I graduated in 12 too.
So but that's crazy, bro. But that's another thing too. Walking the same halls and working at the same school that I went to, that I graduated
Oh yeah,
from.
you did go there.
Yeah, I went to CC. Yeah. So,
damn,
you know,
you get to tell them like, boy, I was been here.
That's why I tell them all the time, bro. I'll be like, bro, I was just walking these halls, and it didn't seem like it was that long ago.
Okay.
Like I tell them, like, I'd be like, bro, like y'all really like take advantage. Like I understand when you have people always coming to talk to you, you got grown ups coming, trying to kind of, you know, lecture you or whatever.
Yeah, I hate lectures.
But bro, like,
It's like
you know,
heard
you gotta
it.
decipher. Like some stuff, like as a kid, kids smart. You feel me? They know when somebody BSing them. They know when somebody just talking. You feel me?
He just talking because he gotta talk.
You feel me? But it's sometimes where I tell them, like, you gotta, like, you really gotta, like, listen sometimes, you feel me? Cause you listen to everything, you feel me? You just, you know, act accordingly. If it don't really pay you no mind or whatever, you hear it and go on about your day. But you listen to everything, bro, cause at the end of the day, it's like, if somebody telling you about something, an experience or something, so you don't gotta go through it, why not listen
I
to
just always listen to that. I tell everybody, but you ain't gotta tell me to stove hot once. I be listening.
Facts.
You said it's what? I ain't gonna say. Ain't no need. You done told me. I ain't gotta test it out.
But I think that's one of the hardest thing though, you know, seeing kids that got a lot of potential.
Yeah,
and
man.
that's real smart, and they don't have the support system like they got, like they need. You know, you kind of see them veering down the wrong path, and you know, it can kind of backfire on you sometimes when you kind of feel, you know, like you can help the person, and you try to help them. It can kind of backfire on you a little bit sometimes, but it's like, you know, it's just heartbreaking sometimes when you see a kid just go down the wrong path, and it's like ain't really nothing you can do about it.
But I know, well, keep going.
I look at it as how I can kind of help that is, like, you know, if I lose a kid where it's like, you know, he just kind of go off the rails, like I kind of put more energy in somebody else. So when I catch somebody else in the beginning stages, like I really like try to be like, all right, well,
now you know the sign.
I lost that one or whatever. You feel me? All right, bro, I ain't gonna do the same with you. You feel me?
Cause it helps, man. I used to in school. I used to like read, like I still like read like a motherfucker, but you know, like the circle I was in, well, a book. You gotta tell you about to go to the library. You going where? You lying about it? I'm about to go down here real quick. Go to the gym. You in that checking out books and shit. But a teacher, man, forgot his name, but he told me, he's like, boy, you better get in them books. The books dope. Where you think movies come from? And I start reading like a motherfucker. But it just, like you said, somebody just tell you like, bro, it's alright. You can read, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with being able to read a book that you like. Like we talking about the chapter books, them Harry Potter shit, but I used to eat them up.
Right.
I used to eat them up, but I used to hide them in my book bag. I'd be at the basketball court, like, what's that? Like, that's a project. They ain't know I'm doing it on recreational time, you know what I'm saying? But as far as like you said, for them to relate to you, you got sneakers on. You said you can catch them with sneakers.
Oh yeah, like that's a big thing that I kind of see that kind of help me build that rapport with them. Like on Fridays, the faculty and staff, we get to dress casual. So I might, for instance, I might kind of work just like this, for real. And it's just like, I feel like it's a sense of me like showing them like bro, like, you feel me? You can walk in there with tattoos. You feel me? I don't gotta. I got tattoos. I got dreads. You feel me? Like that's a stigma that you don't have to live up to. You feel me? Yeah. Like that might have been true for one or two people.
I was about to say it might have been true for a couple.
But that it don't gotta be for you. You feel me? Like you can literally be the complete opposite of what somebody say for you. And the thing is, you should do that in spite of. You feel me? Like
somebody need to be taught that shit though. They don't like the book shit with me. Like, but it's cool. Read the book.
For real, bro. It is. Bro. It is. There ain't no problem. It's not a problem. Nothing wrong with like wanting something different or wanting something better. You feel me? Like that's just and a lot of times we do in a sense become a product of our environment.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And like you said, that sometimes that formula is a recipe for the inevitable. Yeah. You feel me? It's like you can't really do nothing when you so used to the norm. Yeah. Like somebody
get comfortable. The normal get comfortable.
You
like,
feel me?
Do that. Bam, good. Then you start. Cause I ain't gonna lie, you first start branching out, boy, it feels that bitch different, boy. When you start branching out, it's like, man, listen, I should just follow them boys. And then you meet somebody like you, it's like, bet we all running together. Cause just doing different shit, man. Like when you like say product of your environment. I'm from North. Them boys, they from the country, so it's. You know how that shit is. It's like you do this, that, third. You start doing extra shit. They're like, man, why you doing that? You start questioning yourself, like, man. But like I said, man, you gotta keep somebody in your corner to tell you, like, and like I said, teach. That's why I like teaching so much, cause they're every day. Y'all spend 8 hours with them.
Yeah,
that's a whole work shit.
8 hours.
That's a whole work. You a whole work shit. They got your kids longer than you.
Like
you at work.
You think about teachers, like that's just like the average 8 hours. You're not thinking about staying at the school for
right.
You're
right.
You're not thinking about coaches where they spending way more time.
Dude, what's the coach? He trained Staley, Andre Staley. You know?
Yeah. He's down there. He's doing a big thing down there. Always helping the youth, helping the community. He got the Little Saints football team.
Yep.
Like you said, shout out to them. Like you said, he always,
he was one talking to me about it. I had mentioned you. He said, yeah, man, we be down there trying to get it right, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
like I said, but it's hard right now, especially in this generation, because we competing so much between trying to keep these kids from sports and not necessarily just sports, it's just positivity. Period.
Do they want to play sports
against social media? Right now,
because they be
a lot of times
they
really don't want to play sports.
I'm telling you,
nobody they don't even really want to work like that no more.
I feel
they understand that they see, bro. I can go get a bag on TikTok. I can go get a bag on YouTube. You feel me? For real. But like the thing is, when they say stuff like that, I don't never shoot them down because that's realistic. Like, bro, you right.
But everybody can't. That's why I'm telling you. Everybody can't.
You feel me?
Somebody got to. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
I ain't like we used to play basketball all the time. I be riding past the court, man. Them boys gonna be out there. It might be one dude practicing jump or something. But like, you know how you be. You can get your phone over there. Whoever you date, they text you 100 times. Where you at? I'm playing basketball.
Ain't like
6, 7 hours straight, man. Playing basketball.
Crazy,
Walter Stowe get Gatorade. They don't do that no more, man. I'm like, damn.
Crazy, bro. Like you say, I think one of the biggest things, even working at the high school, even like on Fridays, you wore your jersey.
Yeah. They don't do that no more.
They do, but it's like majority of them might have their jersey on their shoulder or whatever.
Oh, you gotta wear it. You gotta wear it.
They ain't wearing it. We was wearing our jersey. Then we used to get in trouble because we used to let our girlfriend wear our jersey. But don't let your coach know you got to let your girlfriend got the jersey on.
Come in and talk to you. Dang, you done see it.
I'm telling you, because the thing was, our coach, we was smooth with it, bro. He wouldn't even say nothing to me. He'll see the girl with your jersey on, make her take it off right there in front of her, right there in front of him. Then all of a sudden, you know, you meet up at the class or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You're like, where my jersey at?
Yeah.
Oh, coach don't took it.
Oh, damn. Now you like, damn.
But you hurt, bro. You hurt, bro.
Did you get that? I need to tell you. Yeah. Let me tell y'all something. Oh, here you go. But yeah, man, I asked that because, like I said, man, they ain't into a lot of. We was more physical, like being in person. I ain't gonna lie, they do a TikTok be jumping. They be on there, man. They be jumping, man. Little kids be.
They real creative, like you say. This they world when it comes down to technology.
And they editing videos. They editing the hell out of videos. I'm like, bro, you sat there and did up, but then they got all the time. You know what I'm saying? You got all the time in the world. But I wish I'd have I did alright, but I wish I'd have did more of my time constructively. I was doing, let's just say, dabbling in other activities. I wish I would have did more constructive stuff. But
at the same time, you got to think about it. You know, like stuff kind of really changed, bro. Like almost, like you say, it happened over the course of a couple of years, but it kind of like over a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like social media, like really like
that shit
2011, 2012, like it
was cool. It was like, it was cool, but then after a while when you had to have your phone, it was like, damn.
You feel me? And like now we gotta realize we have to admit that our phones got us in a chokehold.
Bro, I swear I was just crazy. I was just talking to the dude at work about that shit. He was like, cause we work 7 to 7, I get here and try to go to sleep. He was like, bro, you gotta put that phone down. I was like, bro, I picked that bitch up, it's 2 hours. Like, cause I ain't been on it in 12 hours. He was like, man, I'm telling you, that phone got us hooked. Like, bro, cause you will scroll on one thing, go to the next, even constructive shit, you buying shit, looking up something, stock market, all types of stuff.
Right in that rabbit hole.
And then it's 10 o'clock, and you know, it's 3 hours. It's like, bro, damn, bro, like, that shit really do got us in. I don't even remember people's numbers. I used to know numbers by heart, bro. I'm talking about, especially
right, bro.
You know the number by heart. You know her grandma number, like 564.
Like I be struggling, like you said, you know, I know my fiance number, but it's like I struggle sometimes to like think about the digits because literally, like you said, you put it in there, you ain't gotta do that.
I try typing it in sometimes. Like I know Brittany number, but like other people be like, damn, those 3 and 5.
Oh yeah, don't ask me about nobody else.
Oh no, yeah, cause I gotta call her. I gotta call her. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't big on birthdays or nothing at all. I remember. I'm gonna get that Facebook notification.
Like, oh shit, that is the day. You know what I'm saying? Happy B-Day, you know
I'm
what I'm saying?
I'm gonna text you like I knew it and all.
Yeah. No Facebook put me on.
Word.
But yeah, man.
What inspired you to be a teacher, man? You don't mind me asking.
What inspired me? To be honest, my mom and my aunts, they are all educators. All of them. Mom is at the district office, deputy superintendent. One of my aunts is an assistant principal down in North Carolina, and another aunt is a professor at Penn State. So you know,
Penn State, boy.
Yeah.
Man, you know, I want to go to college just because of black TV shows. We go there, man. I used to see the boy with hoodies on, Martin. Damn, what that say?
Nah, man. The crazy thing is, like college, like you said, bro, college lit. So it's like being around all of them, like it kind of influenced me. Like I knew, like I was gonna be doing something in education.
Right.
So I kind of bounced around a little bit with like what I wanted to do. I started out in special education, but you know, I ain't got no shame in it. I went through the same thing a lot of education majors went through. I had problems with that praxis, bro.
Yeah, I can.
That praxis that praxis hell, bro. Which I don't really totally agree with because it's like that test that we taking now, or that people taking now, is not the same test that our older teachers
like
took.
Everything.
You feel me?
They took,
like
if
our teachers that we had to take that test,
they
went past it.
Yeah,
you feel me? And then like I don't think that's right. You feel me? And then you know, like you said, we can get all into like the racial biasness of the test and all that. But you know,
like into
yeah, you feel me? But you know, at the same time, I got into it because I know like, out of anybody, I can be like a difference.
Yeah.
Like I can sit there and literally be somebody that can be relatable.
Right.
Like they can like, you know, look at me and see like they automatically got like association.
Right.
Like you feel me?
They
Like,
pay more than the check. Pay more than the check. That's why I tell people, my job is pay me a check. I don't get none of it. Like I don't get no joy out of, you know what I'm saying?
You feel
like you know, you take it home with you. That's why I like.
Now, granted, I ain't gonna lie, I'm human, bro. So you know, some days I do get, you know, I get weary, bro. I'll be like, bro, you feel me? Because a lot of times, like I be looking at it as
that shit to you, man.
I'm telling you, bro, because I look at it as like I'm giving so much, you know, to everybody else trying to make sure they straight. Where sometimes I kind of forget about myself and like my real dreams and stuff. Like I had to kind of like during this summer, or this past summer, I kind of really got into that because I was like, all right, I need to do something that's gonna benefit me. Like I know I'm helping everybody else, but I got to do something that's gonna help me out in the long run. So I got interested in like crypto and investing.
Yeah, man, I know you got.
How you say that? Yeah,
man, you got need to, boy. Listen. That's a lot, boy. That's a lot. Trying to follow it, man. Like I be busy. But
it is, bro.
But hey, I see people working it. I can't even lie. Like I can sit here and say, oh, that shit don't work. But I see people really.
I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I was real optimistic about like the Forex and all that.
Yeah, I gotta do that. I ain't talking about it. You be on here.
Hey, you know, like you said, that's a whole different conversation. But like you said, bro, you know, you gotta look at something for you to do and not have all your eggs in one basket. Right. Because it's like, you know, everybody got different aspirations in life or whatever, and I feel like you need to pursue it. Pursue everything in life that you want to do within reasonable doubt.
And then our time, bro, we actually, especially us, we got a time that we can do it. At a time, we couldn't do nothing but go to work. We be grateful as fuck. We just got a job.
Now we gotta take advantage. Bro.
Yeah, we like if you talk back to like the old heads that they gone now, and you tell them what you got going on, they'll look at you like, and you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that. But we was begging, like you know what I'm saying, just to do that, and dudes to be lazy. Like man, I ain't doing that. I just get my check, bro. You can get so much bread out here. You ain't gotta be there for it. Like just take your phone. The same shit we just talking about. But I ain't gonna get in that because we gotta do that shit. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. So like if you had to say like you wanted to move forward in it, like where you think you would be at in 10 years in educate? Because I'm gonna I don't want to say teach. You said educate.
As far as with education, I feel like I would want to move outside of the school. Like you say, I feel like everybody's goal should be to progress and what you're doing in advance. I'll definitely, like I said, I'm in grad school right now. I'll be finishing up in December with my master's in counseling education. So 9 times out of 10, I'll probably, in a perfect world, want to start like a non-profit organization, have my own practice where, I'm counseling kids, the youth in the community, helping them with, linking them to, different resources and stuff like that. So that would be my biggest thing.
They need resources, bro. It's crazy, bro. Like this the gym right here, Orangeburg, man. Like you from Allendale, it's a similar situation, but down just here, we ain't got a lot of stuff to show us what outside of this can do. You know what I'm saying? Like you see it on TL and all that, but when you actually tangible in it, touching, seeing big buildings, because for the longest, I was like I said, I'm from North. The biggest building to me was a hospital. Then you go to damn Orlando and it's like, God, you gotta open your window and look out at it. It's like, damn, like just seeing stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Like I said, we got an educator. I changed it. It's an educator.
Yeah, educator.
No Call, No Show podcast. It's just that sweet, simple. Chris, you know what I'm saying? That's philosophy. I'm gonna let you go ahead and wrap it up.
Hey, y'all, thank y'all for being. Remember to hit that like button, hit the little notification bell so you notified when the new episode drops.
And we do.
Thank you, man.
Oh yeah, and thank y'all, bro. I appreciate y'all.
Oh yeah, you good, man. We damn sure appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We got timing, but we got here on time. They don't know that. Yeah, that's it.